Good morning, good evening, or good night, folks. I'm your host, Simon Redhand, and welcome to Gaming Redhanded. Today, this is going to be a quick video. Well, hopefully it's quick. We're going to go over the new patch notes that are going to be dropping on September 12th. So we're going to go through them. They got some cool stuff coming up. We're going to sit down, have our little makeshift fireside chat here. I like this part of my base. I figured I'd use it. Anyway, we're going to look at the notes real quick. I know Dev's been trying to get better at showing the patch notes and all that. If you don't know how to show where the patch notes are, I know some people didn't know that this existed, so I figured I'd go through it real quick. When you come on the Discord, you have channels and roles, and it shows you all the other sub menus that they have hidden here. And you go to browse channels, and you could just go through and turn on everything. Patch notes are right here at the top. I have these all on. So I would turn this on if you want to see the patch notes for yourself. I'll link it in the description below if you don't want to sit there with me and read through all of them and you just want to know, oh, patch notes are up, you want to check it yourself. They're going to be in the description below. You can pause the video, leave a like, and go off and read on your own. With that out the way, let's begin. I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to read it all verbatim, but some sections I will stop and take a quick read over. So it tells us that they're starting the server maintenance at 12 p.m. Beijing time, which if you don't know what that time frame is, I'm on the East Coast, so that's about Thursday at midnight. It's going to be going down for 4 hours. This is going to be another one of those major patches like patch 1.1 back a couple weeks back. So let's take a look at the first section here. Increased drop rates for the deviations. Deviation adjustments and optimizations. The drop rate for morph deviations has changed. We call them shinies, but the game official term for shinies is morph deviations. So this is the glitterings and the starry eye butterflies, etc., etc. So they're gonna show up more often. In addition to public areas, we've added new private methods for obtaining deviations to the wilderness, which I don't know what that means. Hopefully that means that when you show up to the places where they're supposed to show up, that you have your own personal chance for a spawn and you have to fight people for it. I think that if that's the way they're going about doing it, that's gonna be fantastic. That's just me guessing though. I don't know what they mean by new private methods. Deviation drop rates during the dungeon settlement have been increased, while securement style acquisition methods remain unchanged. This just says, so I think there's two things here. There's increased drop rates for morph deviations, and there's also increased drop rates for deviations, period. So I think that this is good overall. Hopefully people have a chance to get in their shinies. Shinies should not be selling for millions and millions of energy links. You should not be spending all this time farming them, and especially when they have these stupid caps on them. Like there's invisible caps on both the Fetcher Rabbit and the Digbees and all that, where people are noticing you get like 2 an hour. You can't have that and extremely low droppers at the same time. I've been saying for a while, this game is a pick a lane. Are you gonna be casual or hardcore? You can't be like you're not allowed to farm loot in dungeons, so we gave you controllers, but also you need to spend hours of your day farming a damn tree to try to get an Alice Fetcher Rabbit. Like these guys gotta pick a lane. All right, let's continue to the next one. Season adjustments and optimizations. World merge and territory relocations. We've heard your feedback about dropping player numbers as scenarios end. To keep the social and cooperative excitement alive, we've introduced world merges in the latest update. When a scenario enters the settlement phase, worlds will merge. This ensures that you can keep engaging with others in a lively and dynamic environment. We will inform you of your world. We will inform you if your world is about to merge. Please make sure to move your territories to a safe world before the merge. There's no list of this anywhere I haven't found yet, but this is for servers on their last week. And I guess as they start to shut down, people get moved over to other servers so they don't have to play by themselves while they wrap up their challenges and things like that. This is a good change there. I do think there's entirely too many servers to begin with, so hopefully they just narrow down the amount of servers, but then they have to adjust how they deal with locking of servers and alts, and it's a whole other conversation, right? Vehicle optimizations. We've improved the vehicle reporting system. Now you can directly report parked vehicles that are blocking the way. If you're camping shinies or going after shinies, you notice that some people out there who are kind of malicious, they want to camp the spawns themselves, so they'll park their Jeep in the front door, blocking access to the entire silo, which is a selfish move. So if you see this out there, report those guys. Public crisis event optimizations and adjustments. This is pretty cool. High-risk public crisis events added. In Phase 3 of Manibus and Evolution's Call, there is a chance that a regular public crisis event will transform into a high-risk public crisis event. When they refresh in these events, you'll face stronger enemies, but the completion reward will also be greater. Now, I hope that means more controllers and not a bunch more, portable fuel and things like this. I hope this really does give tangible rewards that people are looking for. And the main thing I'm looking for are, you know, stock ROM, of course, controllers, and, you know, blueprint fragments. I doubt about the first and the last one, but I'm hoping for more controllers, or, you know, just give me more mods, new mod types, you know, give me more access to residence mods, more access to specific class mods. I'll take those, but I need some actual rewards. Like right now with the nutcracker thing, giving out gold ore and things like this, it's like throwaway prizes, you know, or cortexes. Stop giving me cortexes. I literally have 500 and something cortexes in my box. I don't need any more cortexes. I have enough cortexes to last me this season, the next season, and the season after that. New items in the shop, new battle pass, nighttime rose available on September 12th. I like the battle pass last season. I probably will get this one also. I think $10 is a fair price for a nice new costume set. Here's how it looks down here. Lightforged loot crate. I have like a whole like rant coming about the amount of loot crates these guys are belting out, but we'll leave that for a different video. Don't spend your rent check on these things. They're designed for you to spend about $400 to $500 to get the entire thing. You might get lucky and get it in the first 10 or so, but do not go crazy on these loot crates here. What I would suggest is to buy the 10 free ones if you absolutely need to have a shot at gambling on this thing. Do your 10, and then if your 10 is unlucky, you go into game and you take your points here, and we show you. Go over here, you do your rolls, you click here, and it shows you how many of these things you need to outright buy what you're looking for, and eventually you'll get it by slowly accumulating these Lightforged relics, right? Do not go crazy doing this thing. It's not worth it mathematically unless you got money like that. Then, you know, do whatever the hell you feel like doing. Now, let me tell you to spend your money. You're all adults here, I hope. All right, let's get back to it. I really do like how this set looks. I like the white and the red. I don't like how this is all concept art. I do want to see how this plays off in game, but I do like the way this looks. I really like the rib cage and all that stuff here. So I do like this costume, and I can understand people going out of the way to try to get it, but, you know, keep in mind, $500 should be bouncing around in the back of your head, because that's how much this is going to run you to try to get this set, unless you get really lucky. What else here? They're rotating out the suit. The modern era set has been at 60 cents, whatever it is, for a while now. They're putting in a new set, and there were pictures of this set somewhere. I have to go try to find it for you guys, but I do like that they have these out there. I think 60 cents is a good price for a costume set. I'm probably going to buy this Wandering Tavern. I bought the modern era. What else they have here? Upcoming releases: the Epic Fashion Set, the Combat Medic, and the Value Theme Pack Total Healthcare. New rare Blossom cosmetics such as Blossoms and Dusty, along with the mini gift boxes, will also be available next week for your health and safety. We recommend following the doctor's advice. This image is bugged, but I think it was fixed at the bottom here. Here it is. So this is the set they're coming out with: the nurse's outfit and the doctor's set. I kind of wish they showed this in game, but, you know, if this is a reasonable price that you can actually buy and not gamble for, I might consider it. But for sure, I'm getting the battle pass. I think $10 is a fair price. But other than that, I'll buy the 10 boxes like I suggested other people to do. And if I don't get the set in that 10 boxes, you know, c'est la vie. Optimizations and fixes: improve the display of name cards in the shop, optimize the Steam client so users can restart the payment process after interruptions. These are all just payment related things here. Anything else here? They've changed some of the super anomalies and how they work. I'm on a void balance server, so I can't really give too much feedback on these changes to the coherence mobs. So they increased its size to make aiming and shooting easier in various environments, adjusted defense mechanics. Anti-type weapons now deal more damage and no longer resist other damage types. The Voodoo Doll's HP has been increased accordingly. And then the super anomaly morphic crates, which is on the void and balanced, but I've only seen them in the early sections. Box monsters were made less aggressive with the attack intervals to give metas more room to survive and counterattack. Yeah, these things killed me several times in the early levels, but you don't see them much at all in the late game. Late game is all just smelters and void snipers, and which are, you know, equally horrific. What else? I don't like void balance mobs. I think this mechanic itself is a good idea in theory, but terribly executed. I don't think mobs going immune is any sort of damage measure or should be a measure of difficulty. I don't like the fact that it forces you into certain builds to deal with these guys. I don't think it's a good execution of this mechanic. They have to rethink this thing. They have to add in resistances. No, this is a whole other rant that I'll just let go, but I heavily dislike void balance. I think it's a terrible mechanic. What else here? Optimize highway pursuit. I didn't like highway pursuit. I did do it because I wanted to sproutlets, but on my server when I was playing before the merge, it was always dead. It was just you driving behind a truck that was just spewing out blobs, and it is probably the most rewarding way to get sproutlets. Maybe people will be more active this time around because, you know, we're on a pack server. Well, I'm on a pack server, so people might be doing it, but I'm not a fan of PvP in general, right? I don't play on a PvP server, but there's a bunch of PvP events on the PvE server because, you know, someone over there thinks that's a good idea. So if you want the cycle skin, this is how you get it, and you have to do this event. And I think that I would not do cargo scramble, but I would do this just because it is highly rewarding. And I don't know how it's going to work if you're solo doing this, because you cannot drive and shoot at the same time. And this is a PvP event. And if people show up with their boys and their buddies, they're going to blow you up. They've improved some movement stuff, character, camera, controls, optimizations. Climbing and vaulting mechanics have been optimized. Press the jump key near obstacles to prioritize jumping. When facing a passable obstacle midair, your character will now automatically climb or vault over. Movement actions are now more aligned with the terrain, and follow distance is more consistent. And then this is a list of bug fixes here. I didn't see anything in the bug list here that I think I need to manually go over, but we can we'll skim over. I guess this will be good if you're a builder like me. Fix an issue where corner cabinets could not be placed against the wall, so that should be good. Fix the missing interaction button on vending machines. I've noticed that sometimes. Fix a bug where pressing the T key didn't work with the withdraw screen. So I don't see much here that I think that requires me to highlight. I think a lot of these are just going to make the game feel better when you log in. What I was hoping for was a nice fix to the lag and the Prime Wars and stuff like that, but I guess we're still working on that, quote unquote. What else here? Let's see. Oh, highlighted Hale's moving house. I noticed that last week. I thought it was just because I finished it. It didn't show up on my thing, but I guess it was just outright bugged. Remove direct reward distribution at the end. So when you finish cargo scramble, it drops that little purple egg. I'm assuming what this means is to remove that purple egg, and it's just going to give you the reward directly into your inventory as it should. Right. What else? Fix clipping issues for players in the public crisis event. I don't see anything else here that's worth really checking out. Fix an issue with incorrect HP for Dr. Mannheim and the Mother of Life in the Leo Research Lab. After the last update, their HP was significantly lower than expected. Oh, so they were too easy? Is that what that's saying? All right. I guess Mother of Life is going to be much harder now. All right. So I guess that's it. I like that they're putting the patch notes out. They aren't frequent with it because you notice, and you're playing a game and you restart, there's a lot of mini patches that go on throughout the week. They're not very good at keeping us updated on their patches, but I can see they're trying. Hopefully they start doing more massive fixes and more addressing the performance with the lag, and stop with flooding us with loot boxes. Like, they're out here just trying to rinse people's wallets. They're doing these loot boxes every 2 weeks, which I guess if you're really into the fashion, I guess it's cool. I think a lot of people would prefer the ability to outright buy these sets, which is, I like this set. I will buy the battle pass. I don't like the fact that you want me to gamble for this. And then the other nurse set, I think it sounds like it's going to be an outright set that you can buy. So hopefully they think about more fairness with the loot boxes. I don't know. I don't like the gambling. I don't like that games have found the loophole to get kids to gamble, which is basically what loot boxes are. It's a loophole to get kids to gamble, except it's one way, because you don't win money back. You just drop money towards them and you get none of it back. It's not something that people should be indulging with. But that's my own personal opinion there. Appreciate you guys for giving me your time. I like going through the patch notes myself, and I figured I'd throw it up there in the video for people who don't like deciphering through the mess of it all, right? So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you guys for dropping by. I appreciate you guys for giving me your time. Have yourselves a good morning. And this is the only video you're watching me today. A good afternoon or good night.